Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So happy Sunday. Still, of course, we're in Memorial Weekend, so hopefully you guys are spending some quality time with your family, with your kids, and getting away from the markets. But obviously you're not away because you're here. So let's talk about Bitcoin and talk about the reversal patterns I want to show you and possibly this hidden secret signal from Elon. Let's get started. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I forgot my intro. Check out CryptosRUs.com and follow the brand new CryptosRUs Clips channel. Early place, thank you for that. Welcome, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. Well, looking at Bitcoin, it's going the right direction. Right now it's at 29.2, so obviously above 28. Hasn't broken 30,000 yet, but with lighter volume this weekend, can we see it? Sure. But there are a lot of patterns, a lot of models, indicators. I like to show you guys those, and they indicate that the bottom is here or near. And we will be seeing that reversal soon. But in the meantime, we have to wait and just be patient, right? But today, I want to share something that's a little bit different. It's a far stretch, but it does seem like Elon Musk, who is very involved with Bitcoin, he may not say it directly, but he holds a ton of Bitcoin himself. Tesla holds billions of Bitcoin. SpaceX, he has said, holds a ton of Bitcoin. So he is very much involved, even though he's not directly pumping it. Okay, he likes to pump Doge, not Bitcoin. But I did see a couple things. Someone brought this to my attention. So today he tweeted this. All right, it's very vague. Actually, he was posted this yesterday. I just missed it yesterday. So it's very vague. It looks like Dr. Manhattan sitting on the moon or Mars or something like that, right? Very cryptic. No caption, nothing, right? So you could take this however you want. But here's the thing. He tweeted this. He tweeted this last year, November 13th, the opposite side of Dr. Manhattan. I think it's Dr. Manhattan, but maybe it's just an alien, whatever. But he tweeted this November 13th. And why is this significant? Well, November 13th just happens to be like right at the top for Bitcoin, right at 69,000. And that's when things started coming down. So is it a complete coincidence that he just happened to tweet Dr. Manhattan facing the other way, looking bearish, right, on pretty much the exact top point. And now he's doing the reverse, showing him turning back, maybe as a bullish signal. And this was tweeted yesterday, right? So what does this mean exactly? Is this a hidden signal from Elon? Maybe he's the one that's behind the scenes pulling the strings. I don't think he is, but maybe he has some inside information, or maybe he plans on buying, or this is a cryptic tweet about how, Bitcoiners will be on Mars soon, beyond Moon, going to Mars. Maybe, I don't know. It's just something fun I decided to showcase, right? But who knows? Who knows? Now, besides the Elon indicator, Elon signal, there are a lot of other things I will always like to show you guys. Like, for example, this is a DXY. This is the US dollar pegged against a lot of other foreign currencies, and it is on the downtrend now. It has peaked out around 105, just like previous times when Bitcoin, right, was at a bottom, basically. It started to reverse, okay, every single time. The start of 2017, when the DXY came down, that was when Bitcoin found a bottom around $1,000, and then it went up all the way. It's the same thing. over here in 2020. Guess when that happened? COVID crash, right? After DXY came down, Bitcoin had a terrific rally. So are we seeing the same thing right now with the DXY? Maybe. It started happening again, but it's high. However, this is something a lot of people are looking at, because if the dollar loses strength against other currencies, guess what? A lot of traders will take that money out and put into something else, something like Bitcoin, right? Right now, we know there's just not a lot of liquidity flowing into Bitcoin. We have a lot of long-term holders that's making it very solid, very stable, but we need that new liquidity coming in, and this could be one of the driving forces of liquidity coming in once again, right? So DXY is coming down. Obviously, tomorrow the U.S. markets is down, but I mean, not down, but closed. But we'll see. Starting on Tuesday, we'll see what happens. Last week, it was a little weird because the U.S. stock market started going up, but Bitcoin still has not, right? So we kind of had that decoupling moment in the wrong direction, though. But I do think it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. We just have to be patient. Now, here's another one. Looking at some of the previous corrections or previous accumulation periods, back all the way to 2014, all the way to 2015. That was when I first got into Bitcoin. I made a mistake of selling Bitcoin right around $100. No, a little bit above. Probably was like, I think it was like more like $200-300. Okay, so I made a mistake of not holding my Bitcoins back then. Okay, and you can see after that, of course, 2018 to 2020, and now, right? So approximately 400-ish days, maybe going to 500 days. But again, showing you that if history is on our side and we're correlating what has happened before to now, well, we are right near that bottom. If actually, you could argue that we already had that bottom in 25, right? So anyways, from a macro perspective, this is what it's looking like. Here's another one comparing some of the previous dip periods: 404 days, 364 days, 261, 200. Even though we may be entering the ninth week of straight downs, which I would argue is the worst that we have ever seen in Bitcoin's history. But if you look at the total number of days, we're actually still, we're still lower than the previous times, right? But here's the good thing, if you think about it, right? If Bitcoin continues to hold here, let's just say bottom is near, but we have to wait another 2 months. But Bitcoin just simply holds at 29,000, 30,000 for the next 2 months. Think about that, though. Think about if that is truly the reversal point and we start going upwards back towards 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and beyond, right? That means we have survived another, major correction, but Bitcoin is still holding at 29,000, 30,000. And some of you guys remember what Bitcoin was in these previous corrections. The 404-day one, that's what I mentioned about Bitcoin going down to $100 something. 364-day one went down to 3,000. 261-day went down to 3,800. And the fact that if we come through this again and we start flipping upwards and our bottom is at 29,000, 30,000, I mean, that's a humongous jump from previous corrections, right? So put that into perspective. All right. What else is there? I mean, there's a lot of other stuff. Here's a fractal pattern comparing right now versus 2016, right? There's a lot of patterns like this. I see a lot of patterns versus the COVID crash in 2020, but here's one versus 2016. And of course, the whales are buying. In fact, if you look at this, the accumulation of the whales right now is pretty much at all-time high. Higher than some of these previous corrections I've just mentioned, way higher. Whales are buying. Whales are definitely buying and accumulating. That is why the number of addresses over 10,000 Bitcoins is rising up once again. They are buying and buying and buying, right? So obviously these whales are not giving up, and they continue to buy the dip like all of us should, right? Wealth is made, money is made by buying low and selling high, not buying high and selling low, right? Wealth is made by buying low, and that's what these whales, that's what they're doing. All right. So that's Bitcoin. But if you look at something like Ethereum, the second biggest crypto out there, it's the same thing. Long-term holders double down on Ethereum right now. There are a lot of Ethereum buyers. Most people know that Ethereum is not going to go away anytime soon, right? So there are a lot of buying of ETH right now. But interesting enough, I made mention of this last week. I'm like, whoa, why did Ethereum go down? It usually, couples with Bitcoin pretty well, but last week it got weaker. So I didn't know about this. The testnet that's been testing the new beacon chain, right, had a reorg issue. So they actually had a fork they had to deal with. So maybe that caused a lot of people to be fearful. Obviously, the week overall wasn't good. There was a lot of liquidations also, right? So there was a lot of stuff that was happening with Ethereum last week. However, I don't think it's going to go away, and I do think it will recover stronger than ever. And take a look at this. Number of addresses holding at least 0.1 ETH, 0.01 ETH is an all-time high, right? So again, no one's giving up on Ethereum right now. And, I think once we get that beacon chain active and merged sometime in August, that could be a very good thing. Very good thing for Ethereum, and then they could finally figure out how to scale afterwards. All right. Lastly, I did see this. I know you guys, some of you guys, you've been airdrop Luna tokens, right? Luna tokens holding around $5, $6, whatever it is at. But, of course, people are still investigating. So there is the crypto analytics platform called Nansen that was looking at what could have initiated the bank run on UST. And there was basically 7 wallets that basically panic withdrew a ton of UST from Anchor, sent it to Curve, and basically tried to trade for USDC and something else. And basically, they caused the avalanche of panic selling and the depegging, and it started it all. Okay, so we know that was started by someone, but now it's coming out to be like possibly 7 wallets. What's interesting is one of the biggest wallets that did this is from Celsius. We know that Celsius was offering interest for people to stake UST, right? But they had one of the largest wallets on Anchor. In fact, according to Nansen, they withdrew $420 million worth of UST. Now, I don't know if they did this because the depegging already happened, or they were partly responsible, like what Nansen says, but Celsius looks like they were part of that. And right now, there's been no comments from Alex or the team about this, and I don't think Celsius participated in the airdrop, so I don't know exactly what's going on. But that's kind of interesting. Celsius recently has been getting hit hard. There's a lot of reports about some not so good things, but this also doesn't look very good either. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Bitcoin dominance went down a little bit, slightly, 45.8%. So we do see a little green with some of the altcoins. Solana doing a little bit better today. Polkadot doing a little better. Avalanche doing a little better. They have been obviously sold off. Even something like Sheep going up almost 8% today. So a little bit recovery. Overall, though, it's a lighter weekend, in the U.S. markets because of long weekend, lighter volume. But we could certainly see some excitement in the future. All right. Let's do some Q&A. What about Coinbase executives, 8th Health, selling 1.2 billion of their own shares? Well, they did it. A lot of them did it very early. When they IPO, Brian Armstrong and many others sold a ton. And a lot of investors sold. I mean, that's the reason why they went IPO in the first place. Because early investors and founders want to cash out. And they want to become billionaires. That's why they did it. Anthony, Thanks for all that you do. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sats Anonymous, also thank you. What happens to Wrap Luna? I think it just dies. I don't think they're going to make a new Wrap Luna. Maybe eventually, but right now, no. Don't read too much into my red shirt. I just happen to be wearing a Chicago Bulls t-shirt, so it's their color, okay? Don't read too much into it. Carlos says Celsius Network withdrew after the DPEG. Yeah, basically, it makes sense. When people saw the DPEG, everyone started to pull out. Basically, the bank run happened. But, yeah, there's an enormous amount, and it definitely contributed to it. Rob, thank you. I'm eating FTX cookies. Okay. Yeah, tonight, Celtics versus Heat. I really want Heat to win. It's their home court. They should. What do you think about Sandbox? Yeah, I like Sandbox. I mean, they're backed by Animoca brands, and they're absolutely huge. So I think they're going to survive. Happy Sunday, Jordan. Lightning Network capable of 40 million transactions per second, well beyond Visa and MasterCard. That is true. That is true. We still have to get more liquidity in there, though. Even though it's very fast, you got to get the liquidity higher so that it can handle billions upon billions of transactions per second. Not quite there yet. MEXC burning lots of Luna AC. No, that's just pointless. It's a PR stunt, in my opinion. They're just basically taking the old Luna Classic and throwing them into that burn address, and it does absolutely nothing. It does nothing. So I think the latest is the Luna Classic chain is being dismissed. They are not going to support it, so I don't know what's going to happen to it. But I wish they would have come up with a plan to kind of help it survive, but at this point, I guess they just want to give up. Jan asked about WaxP. WaxP is part of Wax ecosystem. They are their own, their own chain. They have a ton of NFT and games. You're right, and they have their own NFT marketplace, and they have a few brands signed up. Like I think Tops. No, Tops was an Avalanche, but they had Garbage Patch Kids. They had a few, but you know they have like this weird token setup. They have like 5 tokens, and I don't quite know what all of them does. But WaxP is the main one. I think as a project they will do fine, but they've never really pumped like some of the other, let's just say L1s out there. I think it's because of their token economics, but you know. Thoughts on Tether flipping BTC in the future? I hope you're kidding. Thoughts on getting in on other deeds? Floor price is low. See, there's still a lot of mysteriousness about, you know, those attributes, right? There's like so many attributes. You know, there's artifacts and sediment layers and different layers. There's like 3 different layers. Obviously, whether or not you have a coda and then a mega coda and all these stuff. The ones that have a really low floor price have basically no attributes at all, right? I think the ones with attributes obviously will have greater purpose, but we don't know how important they are. So, you know, if you're just buying in the low other deeds, it's a risk because if it turns out those other attributes are very, very important and the one land that you have no attributes, so you might get stuck with something that's just not going to go up in value. ZFit, thank you. Does Shiba have a future? I do believe so, yes. I do believe they do have a future. I don't think they'll go away anytime. Shiba's working on a lot of stuff. I'm surprised Elon has not backed Shiba yet, but Shiba has a lot going for it, so I don't think it's going to go away. Buy real land before fake land is probably a good idea. That is a good idea. That is a good idea. Right now, though, interest is high. Mortgages are high, right? But you know what? I think buying land and property, it's a really, I shouldn't say a real safe bet. It's a safer bet, but you know, the reward is also less than high risk, high rewards, right? Low risk, lower rewards. That's usually how it is. All right, guys, that is it. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Enjoy your weekend, guys. I do believe Bitcoin's bottom is here or near. Reversal is around the corner. But even if it isn't, even if we have to wait another 2, 3, 6 months, you know what? That's fine. Bitcoin will come through. It gives us more time to accumulate and buy, right, and DCA. And eventually when it comes back up, we'll all be rewarded for our patience. It's really that simple. All right, guys, I will see you guys later tomorrow. I'm probably not going to do a morning stream tomorrow because the markets are not open, but I'll try to do a stream the same time, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one. Take care. Bye.